Welcome to Chamber Talk, brought to you by North Orange County Chamber, where we explore the stories and insights of leaders, business owners and CEOs from various sectors who are making a difference in our community and region. Whether you're tuning in via podcast or joining us via video, we're glad to have you here. Hi, my name is Andrew Gregson, President and CEO of North Orange County Chamber, and today I get to sit down with somebody I not only admire professionally, but also get to call a friend, Howard Kummerman. Howard's one of those rare leaders who blends vision with heart. We've shared stages together, including the Americana 50th Anniversary Gala, and every time I hear him speak, I walk away inspired. Howard, welcome to Chamber Talk.
Thank you so much. Thanks for having me.
It's been a little while. I do appreciate you coming on today, and I know you're very busy. I wanted to sort of start off with a little bit about, what got your first journey into higher education, particularly with the community service that you share today?
Sure. Well, I've been in the nonprofit world with many different organizations for almost 35 years, and I've worked at 3 different community colleges: Grossmont College, Rio Hondo College in Whittier, and the Cypress College Foundation. And of all of the positions that I've held and all of the places that I've worked in the nonprofit world, community colleges are the place where we're making the greatest impact and have the best family in our environment to help students and to foster the employees that work with us.
Now, I did notice that obviously you got a degree in psychology and a master's in the executive leadership from USD. How did that help shape maybe what you do today? Or was it just pure education and it was learning on the job after?
I think that I don't want to say destined to be in the type of work that I'm in, but I just recently did a Rotary talk, which is called a craft talk, about how you came to your career and what is it you do in your career. And I was looking all the way back to when I was in elementary school, and my mom was the PTA president and I was the president of the student body, and we were doing paper drives, if anyone remembers paper drives from those days, or in all the community service that we used to do starting in elementary school. And then in high school, I was involved with another nonprofit called Safe Rides, and we'd drive people home who were too drunk to drive in high school. And then when I got to college at San Diego State University and I was in the fraternity, it wasn't all about drinking and socials. I was the community service chair, and we used to do all kinds of community activities and raise money for nonprofit organizations. So I think by the time that I got my degree in psychology, which fosters just about any type of career path that you might go into, I had already chosen what I was going to do just based on the path of my life. And I started working as an intern for a nonprofit called Project Concern International, and ended up working for them for a number of years after I graduated as my first job into the nonprofit world. And then you mentioned my master's. Well, my master's was much later in life. I didn't just go right in there. I was already in the work world, and as an adult getting a master's degree.
How do you feel the difference was going in as a sort of like a senior adult in a classroom?
Well, it was definitely refreshing, because you really choose. Sometimes we go on a path and we just know we're supposed to go get our degree,
sure,
a college degree. And when you choose to get a master's as an adult, you're really choosing to enhance your education and enhance your career. So it was really refreshing. And we were a little spoiled. It was at the University of San Diego. It was a program in combination with the Ken Blanchard Company. So half of our faculty were Ken Blanchard staff that were teaching, and the other half was based on an existing MBA program through the University of San Diego. And so we weren't like your typical student with their backpack slung going to the class. It was a whole cohort program where we were going to school on weekends and doing coursework in between. And they'd bring us all of our books. They'd feed us during the day. We were rather spoiled, but I guess we paid for it too.
I'm sure you did. I'm sure you did. So, if you may, we'd like to talk a little bit about the Cypress College Foundation.
Yes.
I've seen firsthand of how much of an impact that obviously you make with the students. Not so long ago, you had where, and forgive me for the correct name, but obviously when the students were all lining up, and then there was certain help me out if you can. When you've helped them get through the whole college,
right? We provide scholarships,
right?
We provide emergency assistance to students, if that's what you're talking about.
Yeah, no, that's right. And it was just amazing to see how many people were being helped. And then a lot of it that I saw, to be fair, was it seemed like there was an awful lot of alumni who were also putting in. That's amazing and important. Do you mind sharing with people what that really means to you and to the faculty and everything itself?
Sure. So, I mean, there's two parts there to unpack. One is we do a lot of outreach to our alumni. And you know, if I'm on here talking to you, I have a plea to all of the listeners, too, to help us to identify alumni. If you're an alumni from Cypress College, if you know people that you work with, we're trying to do outreach all the time to bring people back into our fold to, you know, maybe you had a great experience in a specific program on campus, or there's a faculty member that made a difference in your life. We'd love to hear those stories. And we'd love for you to come back and help students that may be in those same situations. And that's what we do, is we match people in our community, alumni and members of the community, organizations, businesses, to help to support our students academically, and also those that are in need. And we do that with scholarships, emergency assistance, and we are the fundraising arm on campus that helps to fund specific programs. For example, our aviation program or our Veterans Resource Center, where we have donors that have given large sums of money to help support those programs and those endeavors. But our alumni are key to it. So there's a couple different pieces of that. One is we have an Alumnus of the Year award that we provide for an outstanding alumnus who has achieved in their career, in their personal life, and are coming to give back to Cypress College. And we highlight them. In fact, our Alumnus of the Year this year is Aaron France, the Buena Park city manager. Right. And he's already been incredible speaking at commencement and our scholarship awards ceremony to help impart his wisdom and his experience back to our students. We have other alumni. For example, our board president, his name is Curtis Sheets. He's a former Alumnus of the Year, and he graduated from our HVAC program way back in the day. And he credits his success in founding a very successful company called Team, Total Environmental Management. And they hire a lot of our students. They give back to the college and through the foundation in many ways as our presenting sponsor for the Americana Awards, for golf, for a lot of our scholarship awards that we give out. And we take people like that and match them with our students to help them, to support them with those scholarships. And yeah, go ahead. No,
sorry, I was going to ask you really, regarding the scholarships and obviously everything that your foundation does that really just goes back to the college. You know, of course it's important, but in this day and age in particular, to share with people, how important is it that without what you're doing isn't going to help future students progress or get better education?
Yes. Community colleges serve several purposes in the community. One is that we help students to transfer to a four-year college. They get their associate's degree. We have 50% of our programs are career technical education programs, but we also are the place where students that might need a little extra help and a little support to go on to that next step in their life, whether it's directly into a career or going on to a four-year college. And the funding that we provide for scholarships or emergency assistance when students are housing insecure or food insecure makes a difference. It gives them that little bit of extra support that they need to stay in school and to make a difference in their lives. And I'll give you an example of one of our most recent graduates that is really the epitome of a community college student. His name is Chase, and he was a returning student. He came back in his 30s.
Oh, wow.
After having some hard times. And when he came to us, and in fact, many throughout his college career at Cypress College, he was either homeless or nearly homeless most of the time, living out of his car, taking classes at the college and getting a 4.0. But he was, I would say, smart enough to take advantage of our services.
Right.
And he received many scholarships. He received emergency assistance from us to help to stay in school. And as a philosophy major who made a huge impact on the faculty and the staff just as much as he was making as himself as a student, he transferred to Stanford to get his psychology degree at Stanford.
Oh, wow.
And where else can a student that's homeless and coming back to school in their 30s get the support and the education that they need to then transfer to Stanford?
That's true. That's an amazing story.
Mm-hmm.
So with that, and I'm sorry if I'm being a little bit ignorant here, but how does a student apply? Is it prior to going to college? Is it while they're in college? I mean, how does that really work? How do they get the help?
Oh, from us, from the foundation. So once a student is an existing student at Cypress College, there's a number of different ways that we provide support. So one, our scholarship program. One time a year, students complete in the spring a scholarship application, and we use a single application process, which is of great benefit to the students. So they fill out one application that provides all of the criteria that we would need to then use the software and all of the scholarships that we provide are also placed in the software, and the software matches the students' attributes to the criteria with those scholarships and puts them into those buckets to now automatically apply them for the scholarships for which they qualify.
Oh, wow.
And so they might be interested in one particular scholarship because a faculty member told them about it, but now they might qualify for 4 or 5 different scholarships.
The system's telling
because the system is saying this student is in this program or have this need, and now they're eligible for many other opportunities. We have more than 60 faculty and staff that sit on our scholarship committee, and they use this electronic system to do a scoring of those applications, and then that allows us to rank and then award those scholarships for those students. And then we do our awards process in May. We have a scholarship awards ceremony. Last year, we had 600 students, family members, donors, and faculty join us for the process to give away all the money.
Right.
And last year, we gave away more than $500,000 in scholarships to students. We gave over 400 different students awards, and it's my favorite time of the year because you see, it's one thing for a student to know that they get that funding, but to see their face when you're actually handing them a check at the scholarship awards, and to have that interaction between the donor who is generous and heartfelt in giving back to the community and giving to these students. Now they get to meet. And they have an opportunity to interact and understand what the value is of that funding for that student. And students often tell us the money is important to them.
Of course.
But it's just the idea that they were selected in a process and that they have worth. To be able to
show
receive,
other people.
To be able to receive this scholarship. And so that is just as meaningful to them as getting the funding itself.
I think, at the end of the day, it's a big community, isn't it? That's what I see. From the outside, I see that the way that it all runs is you're just a huge community from start to beyond. I mean, like you were just mentioning there, when they get to actually meet folks who are actually part of giving them the scholarship, you can also imagine yourself where you might be one day. And then, of course, that's why you have such a large alumni following, because you're all believing into this community that you're building. It's amazing to see. It really is.
And that's what we're telling even the young alumni. So we recently had an event that's called Pups and Pints, and it's a fun event.
Oh, sorry.
It's a fun event on the campus. And yes, we're there because there's food and there's a band playing and vendors for dogs. We had a Halloween costume contest for the dogs and the humans. And yes, we had beer. It's a fun event. But the idea of the event, it's a free event, it's not a fundraiser, is to bring our alumni back, especially our younger alumni, because we want them to stay involved with us and for them to understand that one day, maybe it's not today, maybe they're just giving a small gift today, but one day when they have the means and the ability to give back and make a difference in someone's life, like maybe somebody else had made in their life when they're at the college, that's when they can truly make an impact in the world, and they feel good about it, and the students obviously benefit.
Now, one thing you mentioned just slightly, and of course we were just touching on it with alumni, and of course we've got to mention it because Buena Park's one of the cities that the North Orange County Chamber serves, is our wonderful city manager, Aaron France, this year is the Alumni of the Year for Cypress College. Do you mind sharing, because you touched a little bit about what he'd already done, but do you mind sharing what the Alumni of the Year is for the college, or in particular the foundation?
Sure. For us, this is the ultimate award for someone who attended the college and then now is able to be recognized for their achievements in their career and in the community, and it's their opportunity to also give back. They've already been involved with us a little bit, but now they're one of our spokespeople for the college, and they're very visible in the community and all the things we do for this year and then for future years also. So our Alumnus of the Year speaks at our commencement ceremony. They are get to speak at the Scholarship Awards. They're recognized at our Americana Awards gala. So there's a lot of opportunities for them to receive recognition, but also to give back to the college throughout the year. And someone like Aaron France, he's had a long career, not only as a city manager, but many people don't realize that he was also a professional baseball player.
Right.
And playing for the Pirates and a number of other organizations. And he was on our championship baseball team for Cypress College, where we have a long history of winning in both baseball, softball, and many of our sports. And I think because of that, he had a great affinity for the college already in just his experience as an undergraduate, as a student.
Now let's talk about. Thank you very much for that. I appreciate that. And you're right. I don't think you could have chosen a more one person who's in the community everywhere in this area for sure. So going to the Americana Awards,
yes,
that was a huge honor for me last year. I was able to MC your 50th gala, and that was amazing. Thank you very much. It is an amazing event. Just even attending, I've been there a couple of times, and for somebody who does a lot of events, I definitely appreciate and feel that you definitely get it spot on and well done. So good job to you and your team. It's amazing.
Thank you.
But the question is for those who aren't quite sure, what is the Americana? I know it started 50 years ago, and you mind to share a little bit about the history of that?
Sure, absolutely. And before I do that, though, I want to offer my sincerest and greatest appreciation for your for joining us as the MC for Americana. You made our 50th anniversary very special, and you added your fun twist of humor and lightheartedness, and also helped us to raise a lot of money. So we really appreciated your participation with us in that event. Well, the Americana Awards started in 1976, and it was originally a challenge for the then president to community organizations to do something for the bicentennial. And the community and the college came up with an idea to put on this Americana Awards that recognized citizens who are doing good in the community service, and giving back to support our country, their community, and are successful in their career. And it started just as a small event in the Cypress College Theater many years ago, and eventually became our major fundraiser for the Cypress College Foundation, where we recognize Citizens of the Year in 8 of the communities that we work, our service area for Cypress College. And also we recognize a Person of the Year for Orange County. Who has really gone above and beyond county-wide to make an impact in the community. And so the Americana plays 3 roles. One is our recognition of these citizens and the amazing things that they do in the community and for our country. The second is as an event that provides awareness for Cypress College. What are all the things that we do? For many people in the community, they may not even know much about the foundation or the other things that we do, but they know Americana because it's been around so prevalent in the community. And of course, it's a fundraiser. Last year, we raised $600,000 to help us out with our students and with the college and all the things that we do for our students. And the Americana Awards, it has become a symbol of of how we support our students through the community. And I think it's an amazing testament to the cities that we work with and their commitment to us as well. One of the things that we had done early on also, many of the cities and the chambers held their own events to recognize Citizens of the Year.
Mm-hmm.
And it was expensive, and almost every city did it. And this gave them an opportunity to now participate in an event where we recognize their citizens. And so one of the things that makes Americana work and makes it so strong in each of these communities is we have an Americana City Committee in each of these 8 communities made up of citizens, elected officials, community leaders, service organizations that help to provide their own selection for their Citizen of the Year for that community, and then also help us with the event, with the auction and the celebration itself.
Now, you also have, obviously, you have the American Award winners, right? And they get a medallion, that's the right, folks? And then you usually have so how many award winners do you now have, if you remember on the top of your head?
I would have had to do a little calculation beforehand. Well, so some communities didn't join us right away 50 years ago,
sure.
but most of them. So it's a lot,
there's
right?
There's a team on that stage, isn't there?
So this year it's going to be 51, and there's a lot of very famous people that have been recognized over the year. You know, Tommy Lasorda is one, and boy, I wish I had my program in front of me. I'd start naming them all off, but there's been a lot of famous people and a lot of famous community people that have been recognized over the years. Yeah. But sometimes, you know, it's really more important for the everyday citizen, for those people that when we ask them, they say, oh, well, you know, I don't deserve this. I haven't done anything. I'm just doing what other people do in the community. Right. And those are the real heroes, the people that are making a difference in their own community that aren't always the recognized, well-known heroes. Like this last year when we had AC Green from the Great Lakers years, who was our Person of the Year. And he certainly was fabulous and he was very gracious, but it's the everyday people that really make a difference in our Americana Awards.
No, it's a fabulous event. So you were mentioning a few times, obviously, the areas, and those are the areas that the college basically serves, right? So I know there's Anaheim, Buena Park. Fullerton's not on that list, is it?
No, it's not Fullerton.
Because it's got its sister city college.
That's right.
So what areas have you got? You want to name them off?
I'll name each of them. So Cypress, of course. We have Seal Beach, Los Alamitos. We have La Palma. We have Buena Park, Stanton, Anaheim, and Garden Grove. I think I hit 8.
Yeah, that's all 8. And, you know, because we just mentioned that, obviously, the college does have a sister college.
Yes.
It's Fullerton College. And we had Janeth, who's also on our board not so long ago on the podcast. Do you mind sharing a little bit about, you know, what is a sister college? How does that really work for colleges?
Well, so overall, the structure for our district is we have the North Orange County Community College District.
Right.
And so that includes Cypress College and Fullerton College. So they're 2 colleges that are part of the same community college district. And we also have North Orange Continuing Education, very large non-credit continuing education program. Our district office is in Anaheim. For those people that know the area, it was the former Kaiser Hospital that now has been converted into our district office years ago. And we're all a family. We're all function together. We offer similar but not exactly the same types of programs. Fullerton was established before Cypress College, but Cypress College this coming year is going to be celebrating our 60th anniversary in the community. So we will have finished our 50th for Americana, and now we'll be celebrating 60 years for the college and having many celebrations around that, and our 60th anniversary celebration at the Americana Awards as well. So we all work together. Janeth and I work very closely together, making sure that we're in alignment in a lot of the initiatives and things that we're doing to help our students at each of our own separate colleges.
I think it's lovely. It's great to see that, because you don't always see that, do you? And it's nice that folks can do it. You can get along.
That's right. We do a little friendly competition between Fullerton and Cypress College in some of our sporting events.
You can imagine your sporting events.
Yes. I can imagine we all want bragging rights, but it's all in a friendly way.
Yeah, no, I can totally understand that. It makes total sense. So for those who sort of basically are business owners who are watching, and maybe this is the first time they've ever heard about this. They've never really heard too much about the internships, the scholarships, and all those bits and pieces. You know, if they want to get engaged with Cypress College Foundation or the college itself, How do they do that? What do they do?
Sure. So it starts with a conversation. We have a very strong presence with the business community. We love to learn more about, especially alumni who own businesses in our community, but anyone that is interested in hiring our students, because not only do we have students that are interested in internships in a lot of different types of discipline, we have a strong internship program. We also, 50% of our programs are career technical programs. So we're very strong in the health fields, in nursing. We have a brand new program in our nursing program that's connected to Cal State Fullerton, where they start off at Cypress College in our RN program, getting their associates, taking some companion classes at Cal State Fullerton, and then they have one more semester just at Cal State Fullerton to get their BSN.
Wow.
We have a very strong radiologic tech program. Our mortuary science program is one of the strongest in the country. And in fact, we have 2 baccalaureate programs at Cypress College where a student can get their bachelor's. One is in mortuary science and the other is in dental hygiene.
Oh, wow.
So we're very strong in those programs. Our HVAC program, our automotive technology program. We have the highest ranked T10. This is a Toyota partnership we have in the country. So we have some very strong programs, and we want to link with the business community so that we can be the supplier of students that get hired after they graduate, or maybe they start off as an internship.
Right.
We have some programs, for example, with the foundation where people make contributions towards our President's Circle, and then we link them with companies for internships. So there's a lot of opportunity for partnerships, even just to have sometimes business people come and speak to our classes, and we'll link those people in the community with the discipline that they're closely related to so that they can communicate with the college faculty and staff and the dean where they might make the biggest impact as well.
So I suppose another question really that leads in from that, because obviously it's important, is, as a chamber, we're always looking at the 5 pillars, and I know you know what that's all about. So with that said, and leading on with how the businesses can reach out to you, how does it work the other way around? What type of things can the college or the foundation help the businesses with?
Sure.
Obviously, providing staff is one of them.
That's right. Yeah. So obviously, our students go to work for these businesses, which is probably the strongest connection. And I do want to mention, so the Cypress College Foundation is the link to community relations for the college.
Right.
And so one of our programmatic efforts is to reach out to the community, and especially to the business community, to provide those links.
Right.
So to just further talk about the link with the business, oftentimes, especially in our career programs, we want the industry partners to sit on our advisory groups for these programs so that we can make sure that the curriculum that we're offering, the things that we're teaching the students, are the things that they need.
Makes sense.
In their business. So that's another way that we're making sure from the foundation and for the college perspective that we're serving the industry the best. And the other way is to have those people in the businesses in our community support the things that we're doing. Mm-hmm. So even though maybe someone is supporting Americana with funding and participating with us, or our golf tournament, or one of the other things we do, naming a building on campus, we're providing, have to go big too, providing the opportunity for publicity within the community that we work. We have a large reach within the community for the college and the foundation. And those people that are associated with us are receiving good publicity, and we hope that they get additional business as a result of their connection with us. We also participate and often host mixers and other events on campus that give them the opportunity to meet other businesses and other potential partners that they might be mixing with. So there are a lot of opportunities for businesses to participate. So
you mentioned there that obviously you're the part of the community relations there with people. So what does an average day look for your team there when it's a big area to service there? What's that sort of look like?
I will say, it's sometimes we look like we're a huge organization with a staff of 50 people, as many universities have, but we're a small staff. We have 5 people that work for the foundation, and when I first started, there were basically 2 of us.
Wow!
So we're starting to grow, and we like to make a big impact. So what that looks like for us is going to community community events, participating in talks like this. Tonight I'll be at an Anaheim Chamber event at P.F. Chang's. We'll be going out in the community and many attending galas and other events throughout all of our service area, really. Now, one of the things I haven't really talked about too much is our board of directors. We have 25 members on our board. Right. And let me even back up for a moment to say, because this all relates to that question, and that is we are a separate 501c3 nonprofit organization that is total and sole purpose is to raise money and serve the college and serve our students. Mm-hmm. So our employees are college employees, but paid for by the foundation. So we really are a separate nonprofit with that purpose.
Sure.
And we have a board of directors that are incredibly committed, made up of people in the community from throughout all of those service areas in many different disciplines. And many of our board members are former faculty members that are alumni, like Curtis Sheets, who I mentioned earlier, that help to serve our community. And so they're out in the community also and working to promote the things that we do, helping us to raise money and make connections in the community in serving our students. And I can't say enough good things about our board. I've led many nonprofit organizations, and this board at Cypress College Foundation just works well together, and they have fun. Right? The most important thing for your volunteers is that they're meeting their needs as a volunteer in what they're doing, and that they're having a good time while they're doing it. And yes, that they're productive in serving your purpose for the foundation. And I think our board members meet all of those criteria.
I love the fact that what you mentioned, because I'm in a very similar boat. We service nearly almost the same area as a chamber with a very small staff, but we still manage to do it. You do have an amazing team, and they are all dedicated. And I'd feel bad for not giving a shout out to what I see as like basically your number 2, Rachel. You'd like to maybe share a little bit about what she does, how well she supports the college and things like that.
Absolutely. She'll probably be horrified that
I know, that's why I thought I'd do it
in this way, but because she likes to remain in the shadows. But Rachel is our true link to the community. She's our director of development, and she is making connections because of her incredible affinity for the college. So Rachel is an alumni. She attended Cypress College I won't mention the year that she attended, but she was an Associated Students president and trustee, and had such an incredible experience that she tells her story. Maybe one day you'll have her here to tell her story. She tells her story about the impact the college made, not only in the people that helped to support her as a family, but also the scholarship she received that allowed her to go to the University of Southern California and her time at USC. And eventually she made her way back after working in the industry for many years to Cypress College Foundation, and starting off part-time and now full-time as our director of development. And I think a lot of people's connection to the foundation and to the college is through Rachel because of her incredible ability to nurture relationships. And it's not because she's there just trying to raise money. It's because she really cares about our students and really cares about the college and our family. And that shows through in her ability to make connections with people in the community and our donors.
100%, without a doubt. With your time at the foundation, what would you say would be one of your most fondest memories? And then the other one, what you feel is you're proud that you've established or continued or what have you?
So, I mean, there's so many, I think at each of the scholarship awards, each one replaces the other as being one of my fondest memories of how our students are making connections. But just recently, and I'll mention this because it was such a profound and sad moment at the same time. One of our former faculty members, her name is Pat Gaynor. She is also one of our former students. She always says she was student 428. And then she went on to get her degrees and come back, and she became Dr. Pat Gaynor, working at Cypress College as a faculty member in our communications program, teaching forensics. But she was more than that. She was more than just a faculty. She made a connection with students for almost 45 years in her time working at Cypress College. And then when she retired, she became a member of our Legacy Society for the Cypress College Foundation. She attended so many of our events, and she just recently passed away. We had a celebration of life at the college in her memory, and we had 175 people come out in the middle of the day at the college and pay tribute and celebrate her life. And I have not seen more people where she has made an impact on their lives. We had alumni that were coming from all over the country, and former faculty members, former trustees, former presidents, talking about the impact she made. And that is the epitome of Cypress College. That is our family feeling at the college about the way we help students, the way we stay connected to students, and it starts with our faculty, it continues with our administration, on down to our alumni that come back and support us. So when I was, I am seeing that event and then watching the people come up and speak, I had a moment when I was thinking, I'm just so proud to be working here, and making a difference because of people like Pat who have an impact on our students, and then our students are achieving so much. 2 of our students that came back and they were choked up because of what she meant to them, and because of the impact that she made on their lives.
That's amazing. Oh, that's a lovely story. That actually does really sum it up. It really is. It's an amazing community. So we mentioned something earlier briefly, and of course I know this as well. We're both Rotarians in different clubs, of course. Not that really matters. But one of the things, obviously, is Rotary is service above self. That's a major thing. I know it definitely shapes my life. How does Rotary really shape your life and your leadership style?
Rotary has shaped my life for so many years. So this is my 3rd Rotary Club. I've been the president of 2.
Did they like you in the others?
They made me leave. No, I've made sure that each community where I've worked and or lived, I've joined a Rotary Club, starting with Santee Lakeside Club, onto the Whittier Rotary Club for 10 years, and now at the Anaheim Rotary Club. Rotary has made a huge impact in my life and my family's life. I was relaying back to my club members earlier this week that my kids grew up in Rotary. And one of the things that you always want to make sure you do is impart your values on your kids. But the best way to do that is through your actions, not through your words. And so when they see you're involved in an organization with people that are doing good things, then they're always out there with me, painting houses, helping to donate food, to volunteer time. And when I was president in San Diego at the Santee Lakeside Club, they were very little ones running around in the back of the room when I was running a meeting because I had them that day for some reason. I don't know. So, they remember those times growing up in Rotary and making that impact. And so for me, the things that we do, not only locally in our community, like for me in Anaheim, but also internationally, because we're an organization, for example, that we're in the process of eradicating polio worldwide, along with the Bill Gates Foundation, World Health Organization. And so it crosses boundaries that you wouldn't be able to cross with any other organization, because Rotary is worldwide. And we get to participate in that, in our worldwide activities and in our local activities. And it's more than just the business connections that you might make in some organizations. Everybody is there for a purpose, to make a difference in their community and their worldwide community. And that shows in the things that you're doing.
I definitely believe that, without a doubt, and totally agree with you. And it's not some weird cult either. It's like it's a real thing. It's full of people who really care. That's really what it is. Right now, obviously, we often have a lot of guests on here who are politically motivated because it's part of their job that they're in. And I do know that obviously listening to the local schools and the university, they're struggling a little bit because the current administration have changed a little bit of changed quite a lot of things. And I don't really want to get into that necessarily. But my question to you is has that impacted the college? And if it has, what have you had to step forward to or do or change?
Sure. Well, first of all, we stay completely neutral in the Cypress College Foundation. We have donors from all across all political spectrums.
100%.
And, we welcome the support of people with all differing views and activities. The college is always going to adapt to whatever our environment is to help support our students. And we do that in these situations too. We already offer, since the pandemic, still almost 50% of our classes are online. So it offers students the opportunity to have both online or a combination, maybe a hybrid class, or completely in person in what they're doing. And so we have a lot of opportunity depending on whatever students' needs are to be able to meet those needs in those realms. And, we'll adjust our funding, whatever we need to do, whether we're getting more or less federal funding or more or less state funding. We're there to serve our students, and we're going to make choices to best impact our students.
It's funny you mentioned...
How's that for staying out of politics?
I think it's brilliant. Well, the reason being is because when you'd asked me to MC the gala, I wanted to read up a little bit more about the Americana and all the rest of it. Well, part of it was back in 50 odd years ago, because that's really when you all started. It was the President of the United States who had sort of like put out some notice to all the local colleges and universities that they should start looking at finding funding themselves.
Right.
And really, it was only like a year or so in between the statement that Cypress College had started, or the foundation had started. And it's funny if you think about it, for whatever reason, today you're still doing what the whole reason for you being here is doing, and that's adjusting to whatever else is going on to help keep the college and its students in school.
That's right. And the need continues to be greater every single year. We give away more scholarships to students. And one of the things that we haven't talked a lot about that has really been increasing is our need for our housing and food insecure students who need just a little extra help outside of our scholarship program, outside of all of the affinity programs we have on the campus. And we provide emergency assistance to those students in the form of a grant or a loan, a forgivable loan to those students. We like our students to have a little bit of a skin in the game sometimes, so we give them a forgivable loan. They do what they're supposed to do and graduate, and they have a no interest loan. And if they just graduate and achieve their intended goal, whether it's to transfer or go or finish and work in a job, we'll forgive that loan, or we give them an outright grant. But the amount of money we've been giving for those grants and loans has been increasing.
Wow.
The average grant or loan used to be, when I first got here, $300 or so. Now the average grant is $1,000. And we are making an impact to help those students in situations where if we didn't give them that just little bit of extra help, they may have dropped out of school or not finished.
Right.
And that's what we want to do. We want to give them that push, that help, that support to stay in school one more moment to help them to be successful. And we've had to raise more money in that area to be able to make that possible.
One of the things you mentioned there, obviously, inflation's a big deal too, and everything goes up, so that's why costs go up as well. But one of the things is housing, right? It's on the top of the list everywhere. What is the foundation or the college doing regarding housing for students?
Sure. Well, right now we don't have anything that's directly supporting that issue, but there's two resources that we have. So one, we have a basic needs program where we have a food pantry on campus, and then we also work with an organization called Pathways of Hope, who we engage with to have on our campus, and they provide resources for housing. So there's a housing navigator that provides resources for students in short term or to help them to find long-term housing. The same thing with their food insecurity and other needs that they have. Another initiative that we've been working on for quite some time, and we have some detailed plans, is to find a way to build affordable housing on our campus or near our campus. And we've worked with a lot of our community partners to find a way to engage the funding and to enable our plan to move forward. It's not a dorm.
Right.
This is affordable housing for students, and especially our veteran students, where they can have housing on campus with them or their family, to be close, to eliminate their transportation needs, their housing needs, and then to wrap them around with some of our other support services. We have a lot of services at the campus that that help our students every day. And if they're housed on campus, we can even support them more with those types of programs. So I'm going to mention a couple because we didn't mention them before. I know I'm moving over subjects.
Please do.
But so one program we have is a program called Rising Scholars. It's for our formerly incarcerated students. Mm-hmm. We receive some funding from the state of California. We have some local funding, and we help to provide those students and people that have been impacted by the system to give them a place to interact and provide additional counseling and support on our campus. We have a foster youth program on our campus that provides students that have been in the foster youth system when they come to community college and now they've been emancipated, who's there to support them. And we have a program that's there to support those students with additional counseling and support services. We have a Pride Center on campus. We have an Affinity Center for our Asian Pacific Islander students, our Legacy program from Black and African American students, our Puente program for our Latinx students. So we have a lot of programs on our campus that provide additional support so that they know that they have family on our campus to get them through the hard times, to give them academic support and social and emotional support to make sure that they achieve.
Now, you mentioned, I was going to mention something and I'll come back to it. It was about Pathways of Hope, but you just mentioned there, obviously helping the Latinx and what have you. Has the current sort of world that we're living in here with immigration, what have you, has it hit the college at all? Not really. Is it?
I mean, we have students that might be coming onto campus that have that fear, but we are continuing to provide education to all the students that qualify to receive education on our campus, and we don't see a difference in those students. More than 50% of our students are Hispanic, Latinx students. We're a Hispanic serving institution. Mm-hmm. Nearly 25% of our students are Asian Pacific Islander. Wow. So we're an AAPI campus, also receiving some additional support and related to students in that segment of our population. So we have a large minority student population who we serve, and we have special programs to help to support their needs.
That's fantastic. You mentioned Pathways of Hope, and it pricked up my ears because they're a chamber member as well. And I also do recall, haven't you recently just had the Boys and Girls Club? You've got some type of affiliation with them going on our campus now?
So as part of our collaboration with the Boys and Girls Club, we provided them with office space on our campus. As part of a collaboration, we work very closely together with a number of our programs to support careers for students on campus. And so they have some offices just in my building upstairs, and we're continuing to increase our relationship with the Boys and Girls Club and their efforts to support students. So as they go on to college. And we also have a very good, strong program with Big Brothers, Big Sisters on our campus in linking them with some career programs with very specific career technical skills that they're learning. And we just received a grant from the Orange County Community Foundation to help increase our capacity to work with those students with the Big Brothers, Big Sisters and our Charger Experience program on campus.
And, we're drawing towards an end here, so I just wanted to ask you: are there any big projects or any projects at all that are coming up that you're looking forward to, or you wanted to share?
Well, I mentioned just briefly our 60th anniversary, and as part of that effort, we're going to be not only having events on campus and enhancing those current events like Americana with a 60th anniversary spin to the celebration, but more than that, I started off the conversation, I kind of want to end the conversation saying that we are really looking, especially as our 60th anniversary approaches, in reaching out to our alumni. Mm-hmm. There are so many people that were impacted by the college, and I will say, when we talk about an alumni, it doesn't have to mean somebody that someone will often say, well, I didn't finish. I didn't get my associates.
You were there.
Well, a lot of students come to our campus and we are a stopping point, and maybe they took several classes and we still had an impact on their life. We still consider them our alumni. Right. And we want to make connections with people in the community who have stepped on our doors before and bring them back, especially for our 60th anniversary celebration, so they can contact the Foundation, and we'll be doing some surveys and outreach to the community, and we would love for them to get back involved with us.
Now, as we draw to a close of this episode, we always offer our guests some time, a free mic area, because they've answered loads of questions, and there might be something you want to share, get off your chest in a nice way, of course, or maybe it's just some words of wisdom. But we want to turn it over to you, Howard, and let you finish off the program with that.
Okay, thank you. Well, I think one of the most important pieces is, we often like to talk about our success at the Community College Foundation at Cypress College, and we have had great success. We're raising more money from Americana and our golf tournament, and people hear that and they want to be part of the winning team, and I think that's important. But it doesn't mean that we have all the resources that we need. Mm-hmm. And oftentimes there are programs in the community that seem more sexy than giving back to the community college. But it is so important to the work that we do that we continue to receive contributions, people sponsoring our events, coming to us and establishing new scholarships for students that they think are important to part of our future career force or current disciplines. Or maybe they really want to give and they want to see their name on a building, or they just want to see us helping to support students in a specific discipline. We can help to provide that support to our students through their resources. And we do need funds. We do need more money to support our students in so many ways on campus through the ways that we've talked about. And we hope that the community will rise to the occasion and support us.
I love that. Thank you very much. And today, thank you so very much for coming on, Howard. It's been a pleasure. And ladies and gentlemen, thank you very much for listening to Chamber Talk.
Thanks, you so much for having me. I appreciate it. It's been a joy to be here today.
Listeners, for tuning in to Chamber Talk. Until next time, stay inspired and connected by visiting nocchamber.com and selecting sign up for news at the homepage. For more interviews, visit chambertalk.podbean.com.